Junior Max making their way out onto the grid then. They're already coming around the final few complex of corners. Seamus Cox on pole position with Joe Garraway alongside. Shields and Ellis on row 2, Waring and Hurst Grover on row 3. Then it's going to be Stoner and Hewitt, Naylor and Filipiak, Adrian and Latimer in front of Rhys Owen and Catherine Potter, Jacob Dukes and Jensen Mason, Ben Horner and David Goodman. Here we go then into the tram lines. No time to breathe. We're away and racing. In junior Rotax, Hurst Grover comes to the inside of Nicholas Ellis. Let's see if everybody can get round the first corner this time in junior Max. They can, nice and clean in heat 3. They've learnt their lessons from heats 1 and 2. Shields up into second place, then Cox down into third. And then there's a bit of a gap actually from with Cox. Then it's Ellis, then it's Hurst Grover with Ollie Naven and Curtis Latimer trying to go down the inside of Bartek Filipiak into the right-hander. Can't get it done though and has to settle back out. That run down then. Garraway, who got round Cox on the opening lap at the first corner, he leads with Maximus Shields. Oh, there's almost contact with the tyres there on the outside from what looked potentially like Sam Stoner. Shields, Cox, Ellis, Hurst Grover, Naylor, Stoner, Filipiak, Dukes in 9th with Latimer in 10th place. Down the hill, it really is noticeable from that camera angle at the back. And how much of a drop away it is for these carts, particularly with these carts that are a lot quicker. How much that drop away affects them as they go up and over and drop back down. Garraway, though, has opened up a gap of around about 6/10 from Shields with Cox, then Ellis in 4th place. Have a quick look at the points, see how it stands at the moment in that battle for 2nd place between Shields and Ellis. Round the right-hander with Nicholas Ellis now all over the back of Seamus Cox. Although Cox pulls out a bit on the way out. Looks like that cart is geared very much to get out of the corner for Seamus Cox. He manages to pull away, then gets reeled in towards the end of the straight, but by the time he's been reeled in, there's no time for an overtaking opportunity. Out at the front, Joe Garraway had a gap of 6/10 of a second. And that has dropped down to 4/10 now as Max Shields closes in on the back of the 158 cart. There's your race leader in the blue DHR suit for Dan Holland Racing. Max Shields behind. The gap closing in, almost corner on corner here. Not even at half race distance yet. Shields closes in. There's a move finally down the inside by Nicholas Ellis on Seamus Cox. Cox tries to come back to the inside as we've got a retirement there. Looks like the 18 of Jaden Hewitt it is. You can see him drop down to the tail. He moves off into pit lane and Jaden Hewitt retires. Battle for the lead though, just out the window, now sees Maximus Shields all over the back of Joe Garraway. There we are, as we head towards the final corner. Opens up ever so slightly as they go further down the straight. Personal best for Filipiak, Latimer, Stoner. Horner is up into 13th. There you can see with Melissa Adrian in 14th. So Jacob Jukes there in the 34, down the inside of Nicholas Ellis. That's going to put him up into 3rd place. There's the confirmation on the screen. Shields with the fastest lap of the race, a 43.149 for him. And 2.5 remaining. Garraway with a look over the shoulder still finds Max Shields in the wheel tracks, although for Shields, 2nd place will be enough for him to just finish the final and hold on to 2nd place in the championship. That's all he needs to do. If he finishes in 2nd place, all he's going to need to do is finish the final, is Max Shields. So if he sticks there right now on the back of Joe Garraway, that's going to be more than enough to secure him the points as he heads towards that final race of the day. The top 2 have a gap of 2.7 seconds back to everybody else, with Jacob Jukes, then Nicholas Ellis, Seamus Cox and Ollie Naylor battling it out as they head towards Shoemakers. That double apex right, Harry Hurst Grover as well, right behind them. 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining in this final heat before we head towards our Honda Cadet B final. Jacob Jukes sets the fastest lap of the race. Just under 1 minute. .44 seconds into the right-hander they go. It'll be the last lap this time round. Shields doing enough, even though Jukes is closing in on that second place. The time will elapse. At the end of this lap. Garraway might in fact get round, I'm not quite sure. Let's see. He is over the line with 2 seconds remaining, so we are going to get 2 more laps in on this one. Jacob Jukes continuing to close in on this battle for the lead, which is 1.8 seconds. He's going to need a huge chunk lap on lap though. Last lap board this time then for Joe Garraway, with Max Shields right in the wheel tracks. Garraway pushing on forward, Jukes closing in 1.1, and now he's going to defend to the inside. I'm not even sure Shields wants to try and get through for this one. Points are what matter for Maximus Shields, not taking the heat victory. He needs the points for 2nd place for this one. Nicholas Ellis in 4th place as it stands at the moment. Shields doesn't want to get too close and risk a front fairing penalty. The rest of the field behind still close enough to try and take advantage. Maximus Shields though in 2nd place, putting himself in a prime berth for taking 2nd in the championship and having a good start for the final as well. Garraway comes out of the corner. He's going to take his 2nd victory with Shields right behind, and then a closing Jacob Jukes. in front of Nicholas Ellis, Ollie Naylor, Seamus Cox, Jensen Mason, Harry Hurstgrover, Bartek Filipiak, and then it's going to be Sam Stoner.